Hello everybody, welcome back to our channel. My name is Lay. I am a mother of two and we are a family of four on a financial journey of becoming completely debt-free, where we take you guys step by step and payment by payment along the way while still enjoying life and navigating motherhood. If you're new to this channel, thank you so much for clicking on this video, and I really hope you enjoyed this content and decide to stay. And if you guys are returning, thank you guys so much for your continued support as we navigate through this journey. So as you guys can see, we're going to be talking about sinking funds that you need. I was recently going through my planner and I was going through some of my cash envelopes. If you are new to this channel, I get overwhelmed very easy when it comes to the budget and budget categories. And I'm always trying to find a way to simplify things or make things less intense. Because how many times have you guys watched a YouTube channel and people have binders and binders of cash envelopes? That was me. I think at one point I had like 6 or 7, and I was getting really discouraged because when you have so many categories, you really aren't able to add to them the way that you would like to. And so I was going through a planner, and as you guys can see, I just have a bunch of my old sinking fund envelopes. And so I was thinking to myself, Lay, what are really some sinking funds that you need? Right? And maybe not that some are you have to have this one versus another one, but what are some ways that you can condense them so that you don't have to have 6 binders? And that's exactly what I did. So I'm going to be going over the 10 sinking fund categories that our family has that protects our budget, helps for us to go into additional debt, and helps prevent us from not being prepared for life's things. So first and foremost, what is a sinking fund? So a sinking fund prepares you for a event, whether that's expected or unexpected. Examples of those would be your birthday. You know your birthday happens the same time every single year. That would be a sinking fund with an expected date. An unexpected sinking fund would maybe be like car maintenance or house repair, where you know one of these things are going to need to be done or maintenance is going to need to take place, but you may not know the exact day that that is going to have to happen. So what I did for me is I got a sinking fund binder and I went through and I just added a bunch of different cash envelopes that were vague enough to where it could fit multiple categories. But how I'm going to walk you guys through the steps on how I decided to do that. Here, let me move that little guy. Okay, so the very first sinking fund is going to be medical expenses. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more. It's going to be medical expenses, and that is because medical expenses, whether that be dental, vision, or truly medical expenses, can be so expensive, even if you have insurance. So for example, if you know in order to go to your doctor's you have a copay, create a sinking fund, get that copay started. So let me go ahead and do copay, and we could write dental, vision. If you know, like you're somebody like me that wears glasses, be prepared for that. Make sure that you have and know what your plan is and prepare to know what your out-of-pocket expenses for that's going to be. The next one is going to be annual renewal expenses. So for our family, that could be something as simple as your car insurance or your, what are the other things? Car insurance, homeowner's insurance, or it could be something like else like we have like our annual zoo membership. That is something that brings a lot of value to our family. It's something that we enjoy. It's an activity that we can get the kids out of the house and outside in nature and have that learning experience. So also having those annual renewal expenses. A really common one people think of is Amazon Prime. If you know that your due date is a certain month each year, prepare yourself. Save a little bit each month, and then that way you have it readily available for when that bill comes due. The next thing, if you are a homeowner, I guess this could also work if you are a renter as well. Is home maintenance. We recently purchased our home back in 2021, and our home has had, I want to say, a lot of problems, but we've had some plumbing issues that we've had to take care of, some yard work, and all of that stuff. So really making sure that you have the funds available. Are you needing a new AC? Are you going to need to have a plumber on standby and have all those expenses ready? Because having a home, I think a lot of times when people think of purchasing a home, they don't really anticipate all of the extras that go into being a homeowner. It's not just the down payment and the closing costs, it's the maintenance and the upkeep. And are you having lawn maintenance? And do you need to repaint or refurnish or do anything with the structure of your home? So making sure that you have a home maintenance. I know a lot of people say that annually you should save about 1% of your home value. So for us, that would be about $4,000 for us that we would need to save just to be able to upkeep the maintenance. We are very fortunate that all of the major things have been taken care of, like the roof and all of those expenses. But I do know that that's not going to be forever. So it's really important that we start saving and having those available now. The next thing is going to be pet care / the vet. We have, I always say, like, I feel like I live in a zoo. We have 2 rescue dogs that we've had since they've been puppies. We have a tank full of fish, and a bearded dragon. So for us, pet care and the vet appointments are really important because we're buying for a lot of different animals. And so pet care could be as simple as shampoo and conditioner, nail clippers. I do all of our boys' bathing and trimming and all that stuff here. Now, one of our dogs do require a special shampoo because he has really dry skin. So I need to make sure that I'm saving for that. How often does he need to go through that opposed to his standard shampoo and wash that I do? Also, vet appointments. As a pet owner, you are responsible for taking your animals into annual appointments, making sure that their health is being good. So making sure that you're being prepared for that and having that vet bill. Or sometimes emergencies happen. Sometimes your animal could get into things or something could happen and you have to go to the vet. So it's really important to ensure that we're taking care of all of our bases and making sure that we are covering ourselves for those expenses. The next one we have is car repair / maintenance. This one is especially important for our family because we are currently a 1-vehicle family. That will be changing in the near future, which I'm super excited to tell you guys about. But because we're a 1-vehicle family, it is abnormally important to us, you guys, that we are doing our oil changes, our tire rotations. We are having that sinking fund saved for if we do need to go to the mechanic or we do need to change our tires, making sure that all of our bases are covered, especially with vehicles. Because a lot of times when it comes to vehicles, that really is your lifeline. That's how you go to work to get your income. That's how you pick up your children from daycare or sports. So making sure that we're covering our bases. So in the event that those things happen, yes, it's a bummer, but it's not a financial ruin. And you'll see that theme with a lot of these sinking funds. It's preparing you for the things that I feel like in the past we most commonly went through, where we had to pull from savings or put it on a card. So having these in place will help you not have to do that. The next one is donations and giving. Now, I know you're thinking, oh my goodness, Leigh, why would you include that one? And the only reason I'm going to include this one is during the holiday time, ensuring that it's in your budget. It is the most wonderful thing when our budget allows us to donate and to give to organizations or people or things that we love and care about. But it's really important that we do it in a budget-friendly way or have that margin in our budget to be able to do so. And what I mean by that is, a lot of times, especially when you're in the shopping center and you're putting your change into the donation buckets or the charity buckets, or you're signing up for things, ensuring that you have that amount of money available to be able to donate. I recently ran into a situation where I had a coworker at work tell us last year that she had signed up for this donation that she thought was a one-time payment, and it actually turned into a reoccurring payment, but she had not budgeted for that. So it's important to, now of course this is outside of tithing and things like that. This is those one-time things that I've noticed the most I give in the holiday season. So for me to want to give and that be kind of my standpoint and what makes my heart sing, I need to make sure that I'm preparing for that. So any donations and giving is a great sinking fund to have. Save up for it all year. And then if there's a special time of year where you like to give a little bit more than usual, you have that readily available. The next one is an emergency fund. I know that everybody in the budgeting community talks about this one, and that's because it is so important, you guys. Life's going to happen regardless if you're prepared or not. So it's really important that we set something in motion to where we can get prepared. An emergency fund is to save you, while sinking funds are to prepare you. That is the best way I can describe the difference between the two. Now, when it comes to emergency fund, you're going to hear a lot of different people's perspectives on how much your emergency fund should be, the amount that should be in there, whether it should be a set amount or months. I am a firm believer that go ahead and start with the $1,000 emergency fund. If you have never saved a penny before, or if you feel like you're saving and then constantly spending, saving and constantly spending, starting off with $1,000 is great. And then at that point, decide what's my main focus. Would I like to save more? How many people are depending on my income? Or would I like to focus all of my energy towards debt? Or would I like to do a hybrid of those two? Personal finance is just that. It really is personal. And I know a lot of times we could kind of get into the finance and budgeting community. It can feel like, well, if you don't do it my way, you're doing it the wrong way. And I really, truly believe that personal finance is just that. You work really hard for the income that you receive. And so you owe it to yourself to know where it's going or be able to prepare yourself for those expenses that arise. So emergency fund is definitely a sinking fund that you need. And I know a lot of people kind of have different opinions on where it should be housed. Just get one started. If you don't have one, this is the perfect time to get one started. And kind of don't dwell on the past. Just remember, every day is a new start and starting today. And then the next one, which is one of my favorite things to talk about, is retirement savings. And as you guys know, I am in my late 20s, I don't know. It's one of the two. I'm going to go with mid to make myself feel a little better. Retirement savings. So what does that look like for you? Or does your employer have a 401k? Does that 401k have a match? What about a Roth? Whether it's a traditional Roth or a Roth IRA, what does your retirement savings look like? And that, I feel like, especially in today's world, it's something that's getting a lot more talked about, which is so wonderful, you guys, because it lets us know that we're starting to think about the future, right? Do you know what your retirement age you're going to be is? Are you on track for what that retirement age is? Do you need to know how much you're going to need to sustain your retirement? So really taking a look at your retirement savings. Now, there are so many different vehicles that you could put your retirement in. Our family, personally, we have a 401k and Roth IRAs and HSAs, health savings accounts, for our medical expenses. So not all of our sinking funds are in physical cash. Some of those are housed other places. So really taking a look at what makes sense for you and your family. A health savings account makes sense for us because I have an employer that contributes to it on an annual basis, and then I can contribute to it directly from my payroll. Same thing with my retirement. Mine is a pre-tax 401k, and it's by a percentage base. So when I had gotten my raise a few months ago, I just increased my 401k so I didn't get that lifestyle creep. So it's really important that you take a look at where your sinking funds are, where you'd like them to be housed, and go from there. What I try to do, you guys, oh wait, I think I missed one. Yes, I did. The last one, which I think is where a lot of people can go over budget, is holidays and special occasions. I know this one especially like the back of my hand, especially being a mom of 2 children and my husband and I both having really large families. Holidays and special occasions can definitely ruin the budget if they are not planned out for. And I think it has a lot to do with social pressure, right? And that knowing that saying no is okay. If you don't have it in the budget, you don't have it in the budget. I know, especially as we are starting to prepare for the holiday season, it could be really intimidating, and that social pressure of, okay, Lay, we're all going to go here, or we're all going to do this, and always wanting to say yes, but it really comes down to priority. Does this align with your goals, visions, morals, and values? Or is this more of a social pressure? Are you truly enjoying with what you're doing? Or are you just doing it because a group of you guys are doing it? That definitely takes a lot of time to kind of decipher what is important to you and your family. I know my husband and I, we decided that we are not purchasing gifts for others, but experiences. Because for us, we know, especially with children, they are only going to play with the toy for maybe a few days to a week before they get bored of it. So what is something that we can do that is going to have that engagement and still have that quality bonding time? So these are the sinking funds that I believe that you need in your budget to protect you and your budget from going into debt and just preparing yourself for the future. So just to do a quick recap, it is medical expenses, including dental and vision, annual renewal expenses, home maintenance, pet care / vet, car repair / maintenance, donations and giving, emergency fund, retirement savings, holidays, and special occasions. Now, of course, these are just categories. So if you guys would like to dive deeper and say, okay, for holidays, we celebrate these 6 holidays and have envelopes for each of those, you definitely can. But when I separated them into categories, it definitely made it a lot more seamless for me and easier to understand. So this is going to be it for this video, you guys. If you guys enjoy budgeting, cash stuffing, plan and budget with me, savings and debt updates, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button for more content. As always, you guys, if you guys are on a financial journey as well, please let me know in the comments because I'd love to support you and your channel. I'll talk to you guys later. Oh, and let me know, what sinking funds do you guys have? Like, what are a sinking fund that you guys have that is a non-negotiable in your family? I would love to hear it. But other than that, you guys, I will talk to you guys later.